Hello guys, welcome into Rover Sports. This is one of my favorite videos that I'm going to make. It's a video that we can maybe look back on, hopefully in a while. And it's about Drew Lock. Drew Lock, ever since he was the freshman quarterback at Missouri, has been one of my favorite college football quarterbacks to watch. And I'd say that the quarterback position is my favorite position in all of sports. You know, I grew up wanting to play quarterback. The way that you can throw a football across a field, the way that you can take over a game, it is the most polarizing position in sports, the most important position in sports. And you're watching with Patrick Mahomes how a quarterback can change a franchise in a second. And a great quarterback can take your franchise and you can be greatly successful. Look at Green Bay. You had Brett Favre and you had Aaron Rodgers. Look at the Colts. They went from Peyton Manning, the sheriff, one of the greatest players to ever play the game, a Super Bowl champion, got the Colts to another Super Bowl, broke the single season touchdown record. Then they went to Andrew Luck. And when he was healthy, they made the AFC Championship game and would win playoff games in each of his first, I think, 2 seasons. The Giants right now, Eli Manning, I said that Eli Manning is done. Now, I don't regret anything that Dave Gettleman did this year with the NFL draft. I wanted Saquon Barkley. I wanted Eli to get a competent coach. I thought Pat Shurmur would be a little bit better, but he's not as bad as Ben McAdoo. He's been in this league before, and he can still change around this season in terms of getting the Giants a few more wins than Ben McAdoo. So I look at the New York Giants, I look at Pat Shurmur, but Eli Manning's afraid to take hits. He's 36, 37 years old. He's skittish in the pocket. And his arm strength is not there. He had a very good arm, and probably from 2004 to about 2013, played about 10 years on a really, really good arm. And then his arm really deteriorated over time. And some guys it just happens to. So with Eli now, the New York Giants is lacking pop. Their offense is lacking a downfield vertical passing game, and frankly, they've never really had a modernized down-the-field vertical passing game. And I've watched Drew Lock ever since he was a freshman at Missouri, when Missouri had the protests going on, Gary Pinkel retired, the game against BYU had to be moved to Kansas City because of the protest. He's been through a lot in terms of the culture being reinstated, moving Missouri from the SEC championship game and Gary Pinkel to then having a new head coach in Barry Odom, a defensive-minded head coach, and a team that really was the bottom feeder of the SEC East, even when Florida and Georgia and Tennessee and South Carolina would kill LSU. Drew Lock would struggle a lot his sophomore year, but Drew Lock showed amazing potential with Josh Heupel. And Josh Heupel's now at Central Florida. They ran a very fast offense, one of the fastest up-tempo college offenses, where they get a playoff every 5 seconds. And in the past, Drew Lock would get boat raced because at LSU and Florida, when Drew Lock would have inferior line play, inferior running game, and linemen, he would go up against defenses. His team would be off the field in a second, and the other team would dominate the time of possession. That even would happen against Texas. And in terms of his win-loss record at Missouri, it hasn't always been great. Now, last year he turned a corner, but Drew Lock, when you watch Drew Lock on tape, this guy, and this is not a hyperbolic statement, but maybe everything I do is hyperbolic because of Davis Webb, because of Luis Perez, and all these things that I say. But frankly, I've never watched a kid with a higher ceiling than this kid. And this highlight tape that you are going to watch is, I think, one of the greatest seasons of quarterbacking that I've ever seen. And some of the throws that he made, I'm just going to say are absolutely ridiculous. I would mark the Texas throw as one of the greatest throws I've ever seen live in person. I wasn't live. I wish I could see Drew Lock play a game because he truly is one of the most entertaining players that you're going to see. He has Mahomes-like qualities. He can change a game in a second. And this kid's upside, you guys might just fall in love with this tape. And I can't wait to expose you to everything about Drew Lock. I'm going to look up Drew Lock junior statistics because he broke the SEC passing record. So you have very good SEC quarterbacks like Peyton Manning, Cam Newton, Matthew Stafford, guys that have played in the Tim Tebow, and he beat all of those guys. So Drew Lock last year, he threw 44 touchdowns and he had 3,964 yards passing. And this year he's a Heisman candidate. He's going up against Georgia. This would be a dream for the Giants if they can land Drew Lock, one of my favorite players. I know you guys might say Davis Webb's a favorite player, but this guy has infinitely more talent than I think anybody. And Herbert's a decent quarterback. Will Grier is okay. None of those guys compare to what Drew Lock can represent. So without any further ado, let's get to the highlight tape of one Drew Lock. And I want you guys to enjoy it, and I'll lead you through each throw that he made his junior year. Let's do it. I'm not losing sleep over Sam Darnold. I would lose sleep over this kid. This kid has a moxie. This kid has swag. This kid is serious. He went into his freshman year. He wasn't as serious. His patented dance move is the backpack move. And even Tom Herman was mocking this kid. That just shows you that this kid has moxie. He's put Missouri football back on the map. So what you're going to see in this highlight tape, and this kid's about 6'4", 6'5". He can run, and his arm is absolutely ridiculous. Here's the throw. This is a bucket throw. This throw is incredible. It's about 45 yards on a line to a receiver that's about 5'5". And now you're seeing the uncorked deep balls of Drew Lock. So he's showing that he can throw the ball. He has Josh Allen type arm strength, Pat Mahomes type arm strength, but this kid can be deadly accurate. And you're seeing some of these incredible, incredible throws. So the interesting thing about this highlight tape is that I almost want to show you guys, well, there you see a throw in real time. So hopefully this highlight tape will at least show the aerials, because unfortunately it's very, very edited kind of tape. And I'd prefer it to be in this manner. But here you can see that this dude can change a game in one throw. That this guy, that the arm talent on the kid is absolutely absurd. So let's continue to see. Oh, this is the throw right here against Arkansas. It's effortless. Tight window throw over a defender to the big guy. This is my favorite throw the whole year against Arkansas. Look at this spot, the location of the throw. Here's a quick little throw with nice touch over the top. A lot of these guys are running open sometimes, but you could see him make contested throws. Sometimes he will lock onto a guy, but in terms of just having a ceiling, nobody has a higher ceiling than this guy. Here he takes a hit, lays it out. The kid has touch. The kid can truly make every single throw. We're going to see a throw against Kentucky soon. So here you see some touch throws against Connecticut to Jamon Moore. Here you see him absolutely rock one against Kentucky as well. So this kid's almost the opposite of what the Giants offense is right now, because this guy can really, really spread the field. He can throw touch passes. His release can really be quick. I mean, when he decides to let one go, he's quick, and that ball's deadly accurate. This kid's like a Tyreek Hill for Missouri. Our offense can be so dynamic. I mean, if I'm watching Drew Lock on another team and the Giants pass on this kid, I mean, Sam Darnold cannot throw balls that Drew Lock can. Josh Rosen can't. Even Josh Allen really can't. The kid, I can't rave enough about him. It would be a dream come true if the Giants can get this kid. It would be so much fun. Our franchise would be in an incredible spot. I mean, literally, Eagles fans, do you really think that they want to see the Giants get Drew Lock? Because this kid, and you're going to watch him at the Combine, but this is just the first introduction. The hype is going to be real. Drew Lock is so real. Last throw I'll give you guys. Against pressure. An absolute angel of a throw. You can watch this tape all day long. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go Giants. Drew Lock, number 3. Imagined if it happened.